5 things we learned from Arsenal 1, West Ham 0. Number 5 is very important because it concerns the Premier League title race, so stick around to make sure you don't miss that one. Number 1, David Raya is not the best goalkeeper in Europe or in the Premier League. He's actually the best goalkeeper in the world. There is no club outside of Europe that can compete with European football. So at this moment, the Raya is the best goalkeeper in Europe, and by extension, he's the best goalkeeper in the world. Come on, look at that game against West Ham. Look at the saves. And mind you, this is a goalkeeper that has won the Golden Boot in the Premier League 3 times in a row. And as of now, even before playing the Champions League final, the Raya has already won the European Golden Boot. So there's no argument again about whether he's world class. There's no argument about whether he's the best in the world. He is the best in the world, and he deserves the credit. Hopefully, as his Spanish coach starts to recognize that he's the number 1 in Spain and gives him that recognition. Number 2, Miseley. He has finally broken into Arsenal's first team from a player who was playing as a makeshift left back to somebody who we were trying to experiment in midfield to see if he will work. Clearly, Miseley has proven that he's that guy in midfield. Zubimendi is nowhere near Miseley's level as regards progressing the ball, working very closely with the likes of Eberechi Eze and Declan Rice. So there's no argument about whether Miseley is important for this Arsenal side, especially towards the end of this season. And going into next season, he will need to be given the recognition he deserves. He will need to be given the kind of contract that ensures he's solidified as an Arsenal first team player. He deserves every bit of it. He's going to be a name that you will see for many years to come. Number 3, Arteta needs to be very, very careful. Mikel Arteta almost practically handed the Premier League title to Manchester City by his very terrible decision not to bring in Mosquera when Ben White got that injury. That was a blunder he made trying to convert Declan Rice to a right back. It just reminded me of what he was trying to do when Thomas Partey was at Arsenal. Every time we had an issue with our right back, Timber was not available, he would end up playing, Thomas Partey in right back, which was always a disaster. Arsenal always lost those games, lost rhythm, and sometimes maybe even drew. But at the end of the day, it never worked. Declan Rice was going to get injured with the number of runs he would have needed to make. He didn't have the pace, and he was just being misused. He's our best midfielder. He must be allowed to play in midfield. And I'm happy he was able to correct his error. He realized he was wrong and corrected it. At least he's learning. But I think it's still favoritism of trying to get the Spanish players to play more and be happy. But for me, all that squad management, Arsenal needs to just play that, take that, and keep it on just shelve it for now. We're trying to win the Premier League title, we're trying to win the Champions League. This is not the time to experiment with. We already know what our best 11 is. Zubimendi is not in that 11. He's a squad player for now. He will eventually, hopefully, break into the team at some point. But MLS, Eze is our best 10 at the moment. We've seen the magic of Odegaard, but Eze is our best 10. And then, of course, Declan Rice completes the 3. Going forward, Arteta does not need those experiments. If you have a player who is injured as a fullback, we will replace him with a natural fullback as well. The 4th one is that squad depth is key. This game against West Ham over the last weekend was won by the bench. As soon as Martin Odegaard came into the pitch, and, in fact, that goal that Leandro Trossard scored, he practically made that goal happen. The way he handled the ball was something Eze could not do. And I'm happy that we have those players that can come in and bring back the energy. And this actually goes to show that Arsenal squad depth, in fact, if you go past the previous games last year and early this year, Arsenal have always used their bench to win matches several times. We've seen that happen in multiple games where even you'll be surprised the likes of Bukayo Saka at some point was not delivering in that game. And we had to bring in Madueke to do the job. Several times we've seen this happen and the bench comes to the rescue. What this means is that going into the summer transfer window, Arsenal must make sure that they continue to utilize the full squad in games. Don't just think about the first 11, think about a complete squad performance. You cannot just rely on the 11 on the pitch. Definitely there will be injuries. Definitely there will be suspensions. What Arsenal must continue to do is to ensure that their bench is as good as their starting 11. If you don't do that, you're not going to have that advantage. Once we made all the right substitutions, we took back control of the game against West Ham and were able to win that game. Now, last but not least, the games against Crystal Palace and Burnley, last games of the season, we see that we already have the advantage somehow. But those games are supposed to be statement games that Arsenal play with so much intent that there is no argument as to whether we can produce goals. Our goal tally has not been very good. Thankfully, City has slipped, which means we don't need this league does not have to be decided on goal difference, but you never know. Arsenal must score as many goals as possible. There are 2 things it will achieve. 1, it will build the confidence going into the UEFA Champions League final. We need all the confidence we can get. And then secondly, if in the unlikely event that, say, there's a situation, maybe one of the games Arsenal drop points or whatever happens, if it goes down to goal difference, Arsenal will still come out on top. The game against Burnley, especially, Arsenal need to come out strong. They don't need to be too cagey in the game, midfield or defense. They should play free-flowing football, try to win the game, but also try to score as many goals as possible. Those are the 5 things I have. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do Arsenal need to do to ensure they lock in the Premier League? 2 games to go. It's exciting times. Arsenal just need to win. It's really exciting that Arsenal can be in the position where you don't need to look at what Manchester City are doing. Just win your games and lock in and win the league. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you on the next video. I'm out.